I know, but like, do you want like like the last one? It's like welcome, or is each one a separate video, or are they all going to be one video? Yeah, okay, so it'd be another. Yeah. Good evening and welcome to the UK Short Track National Championships. You have just tuned in for the junior and senior female short track race. So we've had some fireworks already this evening in Dalby Forest. It's a banging venue for it and a beautiful evening. So the course has produced some great racing in everything from the youth race through to the veterans. We've had a couple of sprint finishes already, a few little crashes. As far as I'm aware, everyone's gotten up, so that's always good. But yeah, it's been some great racing. So we're just waiting to get started. So we've got quite a stacked start list. Obviously, a few people are thinking about Olympics and things like that, but generally speaking, it is pretty stacked. So you've got all the big players you'd expect to hear. So we're just waiting now for the starters' orders and to get the race underway. So we've got a good course it's quite short and punchy, the lap, so it makes for a real tactical course. And the whistle has just gone, so they are just sorting out the final gridding, but they've started and we're away. So we are off, and what a rapid start. So we've got Annie last, sat in second wheel, and then going off the front with an absolute flyer. I couldn't quite catch the number on the screen, but that's a real show of force. That's Grace Inglis absolutely flying off the start in the black kit. Annie in second place. And Anna Flynn sat in third from Spectra Racing. And then here we got the junior women's race, or female rather, starting off. Absolutely phenomenal pace off the start again. And that is Madeline Morehouse in taking early lead. Can't quite see the number of second place. Number 95. And that is Evie Strachan in second. So, trying to go around the outside. Carried the speed really well through that turn there to get the inside on the second bend of the S. That was a great racing from. So looks like Evie should now be in first, and she's got a bit of a gap. And then we've got Bethany Ann Jackson in second place now. A bit of a shake-up already in the junior race, so we'll see how that plays out. So it's a 20-minute race for those of you who weren't familiar with the format. This is National Championship, so there's a lot to play for. There's a jersey on the line. So here we are looking at the climb. So it's basically a short descent that we just saw the junior ladies go down. And then we've got a steep, punchy climb to come up before then getting back onto the start-finish straight. So the elite ladies should be, or senior ladies rather, because under 23 and seniors all get lumped into one for national champs and short track. We should see them coming through any second. So this is quite an important. Oh, got a bystander just checking out the course, checking out the lines, having a sneaky look. So as you can see, there's a split there. So that's actually quite important because it's one of the few places. Oh, and here we go. So that looks like Annie Last smashing up the front. And then that looks like Anna Flynn in second place. It looks like Grace still in third, maybe. Oh no, this is Anna Flynn, sorry. The Spectra rider, a very distinct jersey, but the shadow is playing tricks on my eyes. And then who have we got here? Being gapped a little bit. That is Lucy Daglish. I butchered your surname, sorry, Lucy. So coming through to start, finish straight, we should have our lead ladies. And here they are. So we had Annie Last coming up the climb. So let's see if the order's changed. So Annie Last sat on the front. Now she's not wanting to work too hard. Looks like she's sat up a little bit maybe. So, and then we have got Grace very much still in the mix. Oh no, that was Anna Flynn. And then we have the Trek rider. Hasn't got a number on their back, so I can't quite see who they are. In fourth place, but still very much anyone's race. We've got Eilish Gilbert sat in fifth, so real tight. No one wanted to go too hard off the front. Annie Last looking over her shoulder, seeing if someone's going to come through and do some work, because there's not much wind, but she's still taking a lot of the wind resistance, having to work on the front. Doesn't want to pull all the other ladies along with her, so it's going to be a tactical one by the looks of it. And here come your juniors. We've got Bethany Ann Jackson on the front, followed closely by Evie Strachan in second place. So Bethany Ann has had a very strong year so far. They all have, to be fair. And then we've got Madeline sat third wheel. So a close group for the junior ladies. And we've got Ellie as well sat in fourth. So both races really tight. Like, this is probably going to turn into a sprint finish again, because no one's going to want to go and take this race on by themselves, I don't imagine. At least not this early on. So we're 4 minutes in now. Time's absolutely flying by. So we're basically 20% of the way through the race. And here come your juniors rolling through, everyone through nice smooth control, just trying to carry the speed down and around that corner, nice and flowing. Like, there's no big tech on this loop. Just riding this sort of terrain is quite hard when you're doing it at speed and under extreme fatigue, because there's no real brakes. You're constantly on the gas, so it's easy for mistakes to creep in. I don't think we're going to see any like broken wheels or punctures and things. It's not like any big rocks or anything like that, but it's just a classic mountain bike course. Oh, a little bit of air over that jump. That's always good to see. So we're back at the climb. We should be seeing our senior ladies come up through here any second now. You can see the real contrast in light, which makes it quite hard for both me to see the numbers of the riders, but also for the riders themselves to see what's going on as the even. So here's Annie, maybe giving it a bit of a punt, and we've got Anna in second, and then we've got Grace in third, and they've tried to break away a bit. Maybe they've made a conscious effort from that number is that 397. So that's Emily Carrick Anderson, looking like she's having a solid ride, and then Eilish still in fifth place. So front three are getting away. Maybe they'll start to work together to try and establish that gap and really make it work. So here we go. We're on to the start-finish straight, the open part of the course. You can see the tape fluttering in the breeze. Again, it's not a strong breeze, so it's nothing to worry about. The riders probably welcome it quite a lot, actually, because it's quite hot and humid. I think it's about 25 degrees. So for 7:30 in the evening, 7:30 p.m, that's pretty good for the UK, considering the summer we've had. It's been pretty horrendous. So Annie still sat on the front. Anna playing a smart race, and then Grace sat in third. So this is your three ladies. You see Annie is, that is the Lapierre hardtail. I was struggling to see because it's got the seat stays that sort of go up into the top tube. So Annie opted for the hardtail. The other two ladies opted for the full suspension bikes. So it just goes to show like how smooth the course is. And looks like there's been a bit of a change up. So fourth place coming through, making a bit of attack. Can she get onto? She's decided, no, I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to have this. I'm going to crack on. So that is Katie Scott on a hardtail, like we were just saying, similar to Annie, and she's dropped fourth and fifth. Dropped Eilish and trying to catch the front three as they roll down through the woods again. So looking smooth controlled. That's the only point where they'll be getting any rest, trying to suck the air in. So coming down through the woods, Kate Scott trying to get on. And here is the junior lady. So Bethany still out front. And then we've still got Evie in second. We're sticking to her like glue. And then Madeline in third wheel, and in fourth place we still have Ellie. Sorry, had to check my sheet there for the numbers. Lots of names and numbers to remember. And Bethany giving it a big punt out of that corner, trying to make a dent, perhaps trying to carry some speed into the descent. Like riders will try and use, perhaps it's not a technical descent, but if you are better at descending, then you can carry more speed down it whilst recovering better, and perhaps get a little bit of a gap going to the climb, so you don't have to hit it quite as hard. Absolutely flying down the descent, but it looks like everyone's still together. The riders are being wise, letting it space out a little bit so they can have a bit of time to respond if riders in front do make a mistake. And so we'll go back to the climb and see if we can see our senior ladies coming through. Has this front three got away and established the group? Yep. So also Annie giving it a big dig now on the climb, taking that inside line, looking like she's gapping Anna just a little bit. Will Anna be able to close this gap? Or could this be a decisive move? And Grace struggling at the back with the pace. I mean, say at the back, she's third place, but there's definitely daylight between the riders now. So hopefully, they can close back together. Or is this going to be a dominating move from Annie? This is a great view down the start-finish straight. So we'll see. Has Annie managed to gap the other two riders? Or are they going to come back together? Is she going to sit up maybe? Like she's put in the attack, made them work a bit. So will she just sit up and let them catch back on and like almost like play with them, like toy with them, keep letting them close that gap in to make them burn those matches? So like Annie, it looks like she's sat up and just committing to this now, sending this attack. But she may choose to let them come back and then attack again. But that is a huge gap now. What's that? Just 8 minutes. So in 3 seconds. So what's that? That's about 5-6 second gap now, which isn't a lot. We've still got a long way to go. We're less than half through the race. And here comes Grace looking strong. And we're into our junior ladies coming to the climb. No change in the running order there. Your front four still really close together. It really is anyone's race. Perhaps seeing Ellie drop off the back a little bit, or she's just having a bit of recovery and going to close the gap on the flat. So we will see. Still very close racing in both the junior and the elite field. So really good stuff. The thing is, has Annie gone too soon, having to work by herself to keep that gap going? We'll see when they come back over the start-finish line. So here are some back markers just rolling through, working together, sitting on the wheel. that is, I say back markers. It's not, that is Eilish Gilbert. So senior lady who's been going very well. Had lots of podiums at the National Series this year. So looking like she's maybe saving herself for Sunday though. And here we go. What is this group coming through here? The only problem with the beautiful evening is it's very hard to see numbers, but it's a nice problem to have, isn't it? It's a nice problem to have. So this is just, this is the junior ladies group coming through. No change in the run order again. So perhaps, just perhaps, is Bethany doing too much work on the front? Everyone else just sticking to her like glue. No one wanted to make a move, or can no one match the pace? That is the question. Like, Bethany has won some rounds this year, so she's definitely strong, but no one wanted to go. I mean, we're only 9 minutes or 9.5 minutes in, so perhaps it is too soon to tell. People want to keep the matches dry. And here's Annie on that climb again, and wow, I think she wasn't playing with them. This is definitely an attack and a commanding move. That is, wow, what an effort that is. I mean, this gap, I say that it's still only about a 6-second gap. So if Anna can close back in, it's still anyone's game. Small mistake from Annie. And then here's Grace, perhaps another 5 or 6 seconds back. So definitely a very good close race. It is very hot, as we were saying earlier, about 25 degrees. It is getting cooler as the evening wears on. There'll be a nice bit of a respite for the riders as they get into the woods in the shade. But you'll see they've got water bottles on. They're not going to be dehydrated by racing for such a short period, but it's just to sort of quench their thirst and keep them comfortable. No one's going to be taking on gels, I don't imagine, for a 20-minute race, but you never know. Some riders might be getting given bottles in the pits, or these bottles made to have water in to squirt over them. You see Annie's running no bottle, actually, to save weight on that hardtail. Hardtail definitely the bike of choice. We've seen a few riders win on hardtail this evening. Annie getting in some back markers, but absolutely flying round the outside of them, carrying the speed really well, no interference, which is always good to see. Getting ahead of them before that descent so she can ride her own lines. And then Anna's coming through, about to come onto screen any second. Here she is. Anna's still looking strong on that full suspension bike. Upper body, she's looking controlled. To be fair. Like, here's Annie coming through those back markers, trying to hang on to Annie's wheel for a bit, get a bit of a toe perhaps, just for morale and also to get a bit of free speed. And then here's Grace rolling through in 3rd place, still very much in contention. And here come our junior ladies, no change still. Bethany working up the front, looking really strong, but perhaps too strong. Are the others playing a tactical game? We will have to wait and see. So 20-minute race, and we are 11.5 minutes in now. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, here's some young fans. So it's great to see the fans chasing the rides around the course. They've got their little Shimano bells and things. It's a really nice vibe tonight, actually. Really nice vibe. Everyone's got here, even if they're not racing, they're sat watching. We've got a few dogs, which is always good to see as well. Dogs watching, getting on the action. Bit hot for dogs, but they love it. Yeah. So this is perhaps a good sign for Sunday, for more good racing on Sunday. The weather's looking pretty stable now for the weekend. There's a few risks of rain, but nothing too torrential. So we've just seen some of the ladies roll through, and we've got some people coming over the start finish. We got lap 5. Oh, and here we go. It is lighting up, and Evie has gone off the front. Bethany maybe doing too much too soon. Evie is being closely followed by Madeline, and can they get a bit of a gap here? So Evie, it's dropped the bomb there into the descent first, trying to get around that back marker so she doesn't get held up. If she can make this attack stick, this could be the winning move of the race, ladies and gents. So yep, Evie absolutely flying. Now that back marker, I'm sure she won't get in the way, but that could be a factor for the other ladies trying to chase back on, or the other juniors rather trying to chase back on. And now we'll get back to the senior race and see what's happening. So Annie had a commanding lead last time we saw her, so I expect not much has changed, but you never know. Off camera, all sorts can happen. Just waiting to come in. Speaking of dogs, there's one just chilling. And here comes Annie over the start-finish line. Looking solid, pretty dominant, looking comfortable actually. Riding at good pace and a good cadence, looking strong. Upper body's nice and still. still. And we'll see what the gap is to second place. Still a lot of racing to go. But it looks like Annie has got it all sewn up, and it looks like it could be fireworks at the end of the junior women's race. So Anna, second place, still looking good. Really solid riding from Anna. Head's dropping a little bit, perhaps digging in, digging deep. It's definitely not an easy event, this, because 20 minutes is basically flat out. You can't pace it as much as an XCO race, but there's still definitely a degree of pacing required, that's for sure. So Anna looking really strong there. Smooth through these corners, carrying the speed really well. Grace still about 5 seconds back. Grace should be coming onto the shot any second. There she is. So we can just see Grace coming through and Anna disappearing into the distance. So maybe that gap has got a bit bigger than 5 seconds, maybe up to more the 10 mark. But still, very tight between the two. And here we are. Here's your junior women. We've still got Evie out the front. And we have in second place. Oh, so it's come back together, actually. So did Evie go too soon? Who knows? Maybe she's backed off. Maybe she's wanted to burn a few matches, test the water perhaps. See what the other girls had in their legs. Try and get them to fire a few shots early. So we'll see once they come out of the climb onto the start finish straight how they are looking. And what is going on in the ladies. Or the juniors rather. Is Evie going to back off now, let them come back through now? The gap has been closed. That was a commanding attack though. So 14 minutes, 40 seconds in. So here we go. So it sounds as though Evie's still up front. Yep, Evie's still up front. We got Madeline in second place, Bethany in third. So, well, maybe Bethany's been smart and she's just chosen to back off and let the gap. Oh, the gap is open. It looks like, oh, Bethany's definitely fading there. Dropping back, the gap is open. The elastic might be breaking a bit. Ellie is doing a great job to get up into third place and maybe looking on the inside, showing a bit of a wheel there. No, she's going to stick in third. So it's all come back together. Such a good tactical race. Oh, Bethany pushing through on the inside there to push Ellie back to fourth. Wow. The junior, it's a great sign of future racing, isn't it? Like, have such strong junior ladies, all four of them coming up together. The racing's close and tight is what we like to see, and hope for the future. So in the senior race, I believe we're expecting Annie over the start-finish line any second. Lapierre, Mavic, Unity. She had a really good World Cup season this year. She's been riding well. So final lap, here we go. Annie crossing the line, looking strong. Will she back it off a little bit, or will she want to stamp her authority for Sunday, send out a message, like, just because she wants to save her legs, but she's got a commanding lead, like, yeah, a very big gap. So maybe she will back it off, just bring it home, and keep it fresh for Sunday. Go for a little spin down after this because it's quite tight back to back. Normally for the UK nationals, we have the short track on the Saturday, then racing on the Sunday. So it's a limited time period for athletes to recover. But at national champs, we have it Friday night, which is always nice. So Annie flying through down the descent, nice and smooth and controlled. Anna Flynn has just come past the commentary booth and is looking strong still, but definitely not within touching distance. Grace, though, however, is coming past me and should be coming into, or the pair should be coming into shot any second. Grace probably not going to close the gap to Anna, but we'll see as they come down this descent. Both, or all the ladies actually, choosing to use dropper posts just to save that bit of energy. Like we said earlier, it's not that technical, but if you can just get that seat out of the way, it makes a big difference just so you can properly recover, get in a good position. So Anna's just rolled through, and here comes Grace. So, it's about a 10-second gap, isn't it? So still a very tight race, that's for sure. Don't forget, there are going to be highlights of the racing on xcontb.com, published after Sunday's race, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And we've got Bethany Jackson comes to the front of the junior race. We've got Evie in second, Ellie in fourth, and Madeline in third. So back to the original running order, as it were. So they'll be coming up here for the bell lap shortly. There's the bell going. I'm not sure if you can quite hear it. They'll be coming over the start finish in a sec. Now this is where the fireworks may start. Having a sip of water. It is hot. Definitely hot. I'm not sure how Annie's riding without a bottle. I can't go 20 minutes talking without having a bottle. So here they come. Right. So coming out of the shadows, it looks like some heads rocking. They are pushing hard. Here we go. It's basically 3 people bar to bar. It looks as though we have got Madeline out the front, Evie in second, Bethany struggling to close that gap, and Ellie sat in fourth. It looks like it's going between Evie and Madeline. They've got that gap, and they are pushing now to make it stick, trying not to let Bethany and Ellie come back. This is really tight. And Annie's just rolled over the start-finish line. Sorry, I could see the juniors from the booth. Annie, commanding ride. What a ride from Annie. Sending a big message for Sunday, looking really strong. Comfortable win there for Annie against some tough competition. Can't quite tell with the sun. Don't think that's Anna crossing the line. No, it's not Anna crossing the line. Someone lapped out, one of the other riders. Anna should be coming into shot any second, I believe. Oh, sounds though. Grace is closing in though. So there's a few watts being dropped. No, Anna's still got the gap. Grace has done well to close that. That's only like 3 seconds or so. Fair play to Grace. So Annie last, first place. Grace Inglis in third, and Anna Flynn taking second. As you can see, good vibes all around. A lot of respect between the riders. Fantastic close racing. So here we are, the junior race. Now this is the spicy one. This is where it's going to be bar to bar. Have Evie and Madeline got away and hung on to that gap. Here we go. You see the fans, the cowbells are out cheering the riders up this last climb. This is a back marker, just struggling at home. Well done. Great performance from everyone this evening. So where are they? It should be in the shot any minute. Is it going to be a sprint finish? That is one of our senior ladies. That is Katie Scott, actually, who's had a great ride this evening. It should 4th or 5th maybe. It shows how fast Annie and the other ladies were. Quite a big gap. And here they are. Here's our junior ladies right then. So we've got Madeline out front by the looks of it. We've got Evie in second, and looks like Bethany's closed the gap with Ellie. So maybe that was a choice made by Madeline to get into the single track and slow it down a bit to bring it all back together, because she favours a sprint more rather than going too far out. And they're all together in the single track. So this is it. It's going to be a sprint finish. A 4-way sprint finish probably. We'll see who comes out of the shadows first. It's going to be hard for me to call it, but we'll do our best, because the sun is in our eyes, which is a very welcome problem, as I said earlier, rather than the rain. Here we go. It's the sprint. Who's coming? So it looks like Evie Strachan is out front. Evie giving it a big nudge. Who's that? That is... Looks like Evie Strachan. Madeline second, I think, and Bethany third. Yes, it was. Evie first place, Madeline second, and... Bethany in third. Wow, what a sprint finish, and Ellie hanging on for a great 4th place. What a race. That was brilliant on both.